Hey, Eastern Oregon. Thanks for joining us today. How are you, man?
I'm good. Morning time. You started the show different again today.
I know. I'm sorry. I was a little scattered. I'm trying to get something else going. I'm having troubles with my flight.
Hey, we can figure it out. We're flying solo today. No guest.
Yeah.
Looks like
we had one. We thought we had one lined out and it didn't work out. So
yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. So hey, so if you're watching, comment, enter into the conversation. We kind of need your input today.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have some cool stuff going on at EOA Live, though. We're streaming the high school outdoor sports today. Today at 6, we have girls soccer. 6 o'clock today, right here on EOA Live. Yeah,
correct. Girls soccer against Pendleton.
Yeah, at home. It's a home game right here at Community Stadium. No spectators, but the stream will be right here on EOA Live.
Yeah, actually, they have like a couple of parents. I mean, each student can bring parents.
Yeah.
So, well, I see Brady.
Yeah.
Do you want to try and pull him in here in a couple minutes? We'll
we can try it. We'll see what happens with the audio.
Okay.
All
right.
We'll figure it out.
So, all right. Well, hey,
let's bring some weather out.
Yeah. No, but what I was going to say was, so what happens is each student can invite like their parents. They can invite two people. Yeah. And no other spectators, but there were, when we did the game the other night, there were, I don't know, 20 people in the stands.
In Western Oregon, they can't have any. Like parents can't even go.
Huh.
Like where my kids live? No.
Yeah.
Zero.
Well, I think that just changed. I mean, I think that I don't know, because of the
with the moderate risk level.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look how many COVID cases we have yesterday, BC. Well, let's talk about that real fast.
Well, so I mean, I didn't see how many we had yesterday.
I did.
How many?
Double digits.
Really?
Yeah, 10.
That's not good.
No.
Well, they had and I guess I'm wondering, Elgin schools had to go back to distance learning because they had some kind of an outbreak out there.
Yeah.
And I wonder.
And we haven't even seen the numbers from New Year's Eve yet. I'm gonna call Friday night New Year's Eve because everybody went out like it was New Year's Eve. Yeah. We haven't even seen the New Year's Eve numbers yet.
Yeah.
I'm kind of worried that we're gonna get forced back down into extreme.
Well, we'll find out.
Well, it's worrisome.
Yeah, I agree. Well, hey, look at that beautiful weather out there.
Oh man, Mount Emily's so pretty now.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, we're so fortunate.
We are. So hey, here's Gabe with our weather for today.
Oh gosh, it's gonna be 50 and mostly sunny. Hardly any wind. I can live with that.
Beautiful day.
I can live with that. No precipitation. It looks like no rain, no snow. That's for Thursday. That's today. Let's see Friday.
And then tomorrow.
Pretty much the same thing.
Wow.
53 degrees is the high. Wow. That's nice.
It'd be interesting to see how the weekend, how that weekend goes.
Yeah, increasing sunshine. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Baseball weather, springtime. Let's go.
That's right. Well, then we have just a couple of little news stories. I don't know if you heard last night. Let me see if I can get my slide to work. But the Grand Library, they're going to abolish late fees.
So people are just going to not have to pay their late fees?
Well, it's that. I mean, essentially that's kind of it, but there's a couple of things that are changing. Well, because what they've decided is that it doesn't really, the people that it impacts the most are the people who can afford it the least. And the people who can't afford it, it's not really enough to encourage them to bring the books back. And
All right.
Yeah. So, and then the other thing that they talked about and that they passed is they're going to I didn't realize that, but the city of LeGrand is mainly the one that funds the library, of course. And
the city building, right?
Yeah, for the people inside the city, the residents of the city, of the library, it costs them about $50 a year. In other words, part of their taxes go to plan that. So
yeah, but if you live outside city limits, you have to pay to be a part of the library.
Well, I
used to live in the country over in Western Oregon, and we had to pay.
Well, yeah, but that was the other thing that they decided last night is that is going to be the case. So now that's for premium services. See, I didn't even know the library also has, you can borrow a hotspot and a laptop, or they have a service where you can watch movies online because a bunch of their stuff has moved to digital.
Oh, cool.
So those premium services are going to have a fee with them if you are outside of the area. And so outside of LeGrand. So, and I think it's going to be like $50 a year.
Not bad.
Person. No, $100 a year per family. So, but it still doesn't, those people that are outside the area that want the traditional library services can have them just like they've always had them.
Hey, so. Dana just said good morning. And when he was on the show on Tuesday, I said I would call him, and I still haven't called him since then.
You're a loser. All right.
I'm sure I'm going to get raked over the coals right here. It's okay though.
Yeah. So the next news story is that the Union County buildings, Daniel Chapin
are back open to the public.
Yeah. So the opening, the Union County buildings are open, and then also City of LeGrand, they're starting to open. So
cool.
Some of those public buildings.
Cool.
And then the last one is the city council has a stream tonight. That's streaming on EOA Live, and they're discussing some major infrastructure improvement that they need to do. So there you go.
You can see how interested I am in that.
Yeah. Well, and they're going to play baseball with some of the money too.
They're going to play baseball? No, they're not.
Yeah, no, I thought I'd throw that in there just to pull you into the conversation.
Dana said he predicted Friday.
What's that?
Dana predicted Friday for me to call him back. Come on, man.
Oh.
I want to call him today, maybe just so I don't hit his prediction.
Yeah. Just so you'll be out of the doghouse.
I won't be out of the doghouse, but I operate better in the doghouse.
Do you?
Yeah, for sure.
For crying out loud!
All right, let's get to our guest.
All right,
let's do it.
All right,
Brady, what's up? Okay, so Eastern Oregon. This is This guy works next door at Marketplace. Oh, I shouldn't have even said that, but anyway, he works next door. He's a college student. Brady, how old are you?
23.
On his way to just about has his pilot's license, and we thought that I think that's cool, man. A young man in our community that's working towards a goal, going to school, and you don't see every day that somebody gets a pilot license, and especially at that age. And basically we had him strap up with a GoPro, and we had him take some footage of a flight, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. Brady, where are you at right now in this?
Well, that's on our way from Baker City to Pendleton. So it's somewhere over the Eagle Caps.
You can tell just by looking at it?
Yeah. Oh, I know. I mean, LeGrand's going to be over to the right a little bit. Yeah, so we're on our way out to Pendleton. We'll land in Pendleton, and then we'll head on back to Baker City.
What's the instructor telling you right there?
She's just showing me some cool things we can do with our GPS. We can move our GPS ring in and out so we can see a broader scope of things in the area. We can see other airports. For example, we can see LeGrand, see Pendleton's airport up ahead. So
You're real close to being a solo flyer, right?
Yeah. So yesterday, actually, I completed my solo long cross country flight. I went from Baker City to John Day to Ontario and back in about 3 hours. So,
Wow.
yeah, I took a little deviation from John Day to Ontario, and I flew next to the Strawberry Mountains out there and Phillips Lake. And then I thought, well, I probably got to head on down to Ontario. So I got down to Ontario. My grandma was there. She lives in Ontario, and she was there to watch me, and then came back to Baker City.
What's the coolest thing that you've seen when you were flying?
The Elkhorns for sure. Those are, I mean, or the best flight I think is from Baker City to John Day, going through the mountains, going right next to the lakes and seeing all the snow-covered mountains, especially right now.
Have you had any instances where you were like scared, like white knuckling it?
No. I mean, are you talking about like me as a pilot, or is just me as flying in
Like
general?
bumping or white knuckling, man, like where you get some turbulence and get kind of scared.
No, I mean, no. I've been flying for basically my whole life. We lived in South Dakota, so we would always fly out to California, see my grandparents, and so I've been flying since I was a little kid.
So my ex-father-in-law flies. He's a flying farmer, and we always had an opportunity to fly in them little planes, and I was like, nah.
Yeah.
A, I'm afraid of heights. B, I don't fit very well in those things. And C, look at all the famous people that have died in little planes. And so we don't even hear about the people that aren't famous. But look at all the famous people. I mean, Richie Valens, Roy Kemp. I mean, you can go on and on and on and on and on. There's a long laundry list of famous people that have died in little planes. And so I flew in one little plane one time. I flew from Pendleton to Portland.
Oh, yeah, and the good old
plane. And it was rough. It was rough. It was bouncing. I was young, too. And after that, I said, nah, not doing it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? So your passion for flying came at a young age. Does anybody else in your family have a pilot license?
So from what I've heard, I've never met him. It's my dad's mom's brother had a pilot's license or has a pilot's license. And so I've never met him. I think he passed away. So, but yeah, I mean, he would have been a super fun one to be able to sit down and talk flying with, because people I try to talk flying with,
yeah. Do you have that sign on your headboard to remind you what you're supposed to do in your bed?
Right there. Yeah, absolutely. No, that was my mom.
Yeah. So what's your plans? What do you want to do with your pilot's license? Like, what do you want to like commercially fly? What's the plans down the road?
Yeah. So I moved back up here from Sacramento, from that area. I was working for Southwest and for Alaska. My job was kind of in jeopardy because of COVID, so furloughs were going to happen. Luckily, nobody that I know got furloughed, but I didn't know that at the time. So I came up here, got my pilot's license. Once I get everything situated, I'll probably move back to California. I'll go back to working for Alaska or for Horizon, and I'll go through their pilot pathways program. So basically you work for the company, you get all the benefits, healthcare, all that kind of stuff, but you're just focusing on getting your instrument rating, your commercial license, your multi-engine instrument, and then you sign basically like a 2-year contract that you'll fly with them.
So you want to be a commercial pilot?
Down the road, yeah.
All right, cool. So what are you going to school for?
So I'm going to Boise State. I'm getting my business degree.
So that's just kind of a fallback thing?
Yeah, so I got my 2-year associates from Sierra down in California, and most airlines want a 4-year degree.
For pilots?
Yeah, it doesn't matter really what it's in. They just want a 4-year degree.
Nice, so, and then you'll have that business degree just in case you...
Yeah.
Because isn't the testing for pilots pretty rigorous, like physical-wise? Like you have to pass a physical, and you can't have any like serious issues like sleep apnea or stuff like that.
So when I did my medical, there's a lot of questions, and so I I get headaches, and so you have to literally tell them everything that, and so then I had to go to my doctor, and I had to get a note, saying, hey, he's cool, he just takes Tylenol, he's good to go, and then then you get your medical. But yeah, it's a lot of
sounds like it.
Yeah, you got to be able to fit into small spaces too, Kyle.
Yeah, no, I already know that I'm not flying. No, I don't even like being on the second story of buildings.
Yeah, we flew with Rob Beck, Tanya and I did, I don't know, it's been 2 or 3 months ago, and flew to Wallowa and back. Loved it. That was just, I love that. And I fly drones. And so then I'm always interested when we're flying. I'm always interested in knowing, well, what elevation are we at? And what is this, because drones, you only have a 400-foot ceiling. You can't go any higher than 400 feet. Of course, because most aircraft are not supposed to be below 500. So anyhow, so I can't get enough of it. I love it.
I think drones are cool. Airplanes, no. Yeah, I'm not going up. No. Yeah. If somebody offered me a free flight around the world
with a small plane,
even with a big plane, I'm staying right. I only fly if I absolutely have to.
Yeah, it is kind of. It is kind of interesting because when you fly, Brady, with a single engine plane, you've always have to think about what happens if that engine fails. Where am I going to land? So do you do that? As you're flying, are you always like keeping in mind, okay, well, if something happens, I think I can land there? Is that part of what you do?
Yeah. So we've got a checklist that we can go through to try and restart the engine if we need to.
Yeah.
And if all else fails, you just try and find a spot out there to try and land at. We've done a couple simulated engine failures where we are close to Baker, but to the airport in Baker, and we'll land in Baker at the airport. And if not, there's a lot of open spaces out in that area.
So what do you say when you're over the Elkhorn Mountains? Oh, I think I'm going to land it on the face of that mountain right there.
I don't know. I guess you just go for. I don't know.
So when you do a simulation failure, do you actually turn the motor? Do you turn the engine off and restart it?
No. So you just put the engine in neutral.
Okay.
I was going to say, don't cut that thing off on purpose.
No, you're just putting it in. You're just in idle. So you're still running at about 600 to 800 RPMs, but
it's not really providing any thrust.
No.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I would hope you wouldn't cut it off on purpose. Like, because what if you couldn't get that thing to start back up? What if it was like my car? Every once in a while, it just doesn't want to start. That would be the time where it would happen. And then
your car and my car, all of my cars, they're all of the same vintage. They're like
vintage.
Yeah, they could go anytime, any moment. Yeah,
I'm gonna ride that thing till the wheels fall off.
Yeah. If you and I are going to Portland, we're borrowing.
We're in trouble. Yeah, we're renting a car or something.
I guess I have one car, the car that Tanya drives, that's reliable, but all of the rest of them are like, yeah.
Hopefully the planes are reliable, man. That's that. I'm still like, that scares me. I don't know. I don't like the whole. I'm not in that much of a hurry either. Like, I'm not. I don't ever want to be in as much of a hurry as to where I have to fly. I have. Like when my grandfather was sick, I had to fly, and when I went back east, I had to fly. But I prefer just driving, staying on the ground.
Well, I think it's so cool. Like the Beck family, they've been flying for a long time. They go camping. They'll load everything up. I guess there's little landing strips. Brady probably knows all about that. Little landing strips here and there. And
Enterprise got one. Joseph has one.
Yeah.
So.
And so then
a lot of farmers have them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of private ones.
So anyhow.
If there was an emergency, a farmer's going to let you land on their landing strip. Yeah. You would hope.
You've seen videos of like planes just There was one, I think it was last year. The plane just landed out on a highway in Minnesota. Yeah.
Well, what's the famous guy they made the movie after that landed that thing in the water?
Oh, I can't think of it.
757 or whatever. That's my ex-father-in-law. They have a landing strip right out on their farm, and they just fly right. But hey, here you go. This just proves to my small aircraft. One of her cousins died in a helicopter crash right there in Albany, so I just stay grounded. God didn't give me wings for a reason.
Yeah, because it would require some big wings.
Yeah, really big wings. So that's why. And gravity does not treat people my size very well, so I just stay grounded. It's pretty simple.
I know. I asked you to step on that step stool.
No.
You're like, I'm surprised you do stairs.
Yeah, I get nauseous going over the bridges in Portland, so I look down. I look down at the floorboard of the car.
That's funny.
Yeah, I get vertigo really bad out on Cape Perpetua on the coast. You can go out to the very point and look out over the ocean, and I got like 10 feet from that point with all of my kids, and I started getting dizzy, and I couldn't go any further. I said, I'm standing back here and taking pictures. You guys have fun. It's not for me.
Have you always been that way with heights?
Yeah. Never been able to be like on a roof or nothing like that. My little brother, when we were like 6 years old, my brother took his Duke of Hazzard Power Wheel and rode it off of the second story of the apartment building into the pool. When we were like 5. And you guess where I was at?
At the pool?
Watching.
I was on the ground. Watching. Encouraging. I was cheerleading.
I know. My brother and I got onto the rooftop with a sheet, trying to make a parachute. And we this is when we were little. It's like, well, should we try it? Yeah, well, you try it though. Yeah.
Yeah, one of my memories, I think maybe part of the reason why I'm afraid of heights is one of my memories as a kid. So when I was young, I lived with my grandparents a lot. My grandfather was the warden in the Federal Bureau of Prisons. And at the time, he was the warden at MCCLA, so downtown Metropolitan Correctional in LA, like down. It's like right downtown, pretty much. And it's a federal prison, and I think it was LA. And my grandpa was the warden, and I was living with them at the time, and my grandma was gone on a trip somewhere. I don't remember where she was at, but my grandpa got a call, and I had to go with him. And a guy had tried to escape, and he tried to escape with sheets that were tied together, and he slipped off. And we pulled up, and the scene was there, And so I think that's part of my weirdness for heights. I don't know. It's just
crazy.
Yeah. Well, Brady, we appreciate you coming on and talking about your stuff. Keep your goals right there in front of you, man, and keep pushing for it. I mean, that's what it's all about. You're young still too, so you got a lot of life ahead of you. And it's just, look at that. That's awesome. I wish I could enjoy that. I mean, I really do. I think it's beautiful. It's just something that I can't do myself. I can watch other people do though. Yeah. That's awesome, Brady. We appreciate you coming on and talking for a minute.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks a bunch. Nice to meet
you.
Yeah.
You too.
Have you seen those not drone? They have these VR games now, and I don't know if you've seen any of those videos, and they'll put the VR glasses on, and then they'll walk on a plank. Now the plank will be, it's like a 2x8 that's laying on the floor. And so then you walk on the plank. Well, in the VR glasses, as you look, you're like, you're multiple stories up. And so
I haven't seen them, but I heard what's his face talking about it, Sean.
Yeah, no, it is totally freaky.
Yeah, not going to do it. I'll probably have a heart attack or a stroke or something right there. How did he die? Oh, he had a heart attack during VR on a plank.
Like, yeah. He just plopped over onto the couch because he thought he was 100 stories up.
I have had that. You know that feeling that people talk about when you're almost asleep and you get that sensation of falling.
Yeah,
I've had that before. Oh man. Whew. Heart starts beating real fast when you wake up, man, sweating. There's not a lot that I fear, BC, but heights is definitely one of them. I don't like being up in the air. And the other thing, I don't want to burn to death. That's it. Any other way is fine. I don't want to burn to death.
No way. No, either one of those would be awful though.
Yeah, it's not good. No. We have Eastern Oregon Live Sports tomorrow. I'm gonna have let's see, who do I got for tomorrow? Who do I got? Oh, the EOU's basketball's Preston Chandler. He'll be on the show tomorrow. They picked up a big win last night, their first home game of the year. My boy Max McCullough fouled out. The All-American team captain, he fouled out early in the second half, and so the young guys had to carry him in the second half, and they ended up getting the W last night.
I've never watched him play. He must be.
Oh, he's a baller.
Yeah,
he's good. Well, I mean, if we get a full season, he's going to set the all-time scoring record at EOU.
Huh?
He's right there. He's like 130 some odd points away.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, even less than that now if these games count, because I mean I think he had like 13 last night. No, but even better than that, he's a baller of a person. That kid is amazing.
It's funny because met him in the studio many times, but never seen him on the because he was injured last year, right? Or
no, he played last year. The year before that, he was injured. Okay. He had both of his ankles done. He had same surgery on both of his ankles that I had on my left ankle. And so he missed all that time. Early in the season last year, he was out of shape. He was fat and had long hair, and then he cut the hair, revitalized, got in shape, and he tore it up last year. He was first team all-conference. And then this year, obviously with COVID, they've only had 3 games, and who knows what's going to happen. Yeah. I don't know if this is going to count towards anything because they've already declared the conference championship because of the 2 Idaho schools played during the regular season. So it's really weird the way they got it going. And then once again, tonight we have a live stream right here on EOA Live. LHS girls soccer at 6:00 from Community Stadium. And then we have about 10 or 12 more LHS streams. We're doing all their outdoor stuff. They got cameras in the gym now through a program. I don't remember what it was called, but where they're going to stream. They got a couple cameras in the gym at one of the
Huddle.
Is it Huddle? Yeah, Huddle.
Yeah.
Set them up with some cameras, and so we're going to do all the outdoor sports. There's one home football game this year, and I'm going to call. I decided yesterday I'm going to call that game. So there's no audio. Well, on the streams there is audio, but it's just background noise. It's just. Right. But on the home football game, I'm going to call that game just for fun.
Yeah.
I think it'll be cool.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then next week on the show, who we got lined up for next week? Anybody?
Not yet. Still working on some stuff.
Yeah, see, I told Dana and Caleb that the other night. I was like, we don't pre-plan really.
Well, I hope eventually we'll have a production assistant that'll have help get us out there further. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah,
definitely, man. It's such a nice day.
Yeah, look at that day. Be sure and get out, enjoy it again. Here's our weather, really beautiful today.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, high of 50 today, this afternoon, and then tomorrow high of 53. That's what Gabe is predicting.
Yeah, our weather kid. And weather comes out on Fridays now with the news roundup. Right. News roundup is coming out on Fridays instead of Thursdays. It comes out Fridays at 5:30, and we're revamping it. We got we got some new stuff going on the news roundup to make it a little more user friendly and a little more exciting.
Yep.
BC, you ready for my stuff?
I am, man.
All right. In 1789, the first U.S. Congress meets and declares Constitution in effect. On this day in 1789, 9 senators, 13 representatives. In 1902, on this day, AAA was founded in Chicago, the American Automobile Association.
Huh.
In 1924, on this day, Happy Birthday to You was published by Clayton Sonny. 1924, Happy Birthday to You. Not Happy Birthday, Mr. President. Not that one. Regular. Just regular Happy Birthday to You.
Happy birthday to you.
The song, number one song, was still All the Man That I Need by Whitney Houston. And she was prolific for
I don't know that I can't remember that song.
We'll pull it up on your computer and look at you're going to be singing it later.
Yeah, I'm sure I've heard it. I just don't know it by that title.
Positive quote of the day. I believe every human has a finite number of heartbeats. I don't intend to waste any of mine. And that's Neil Armstrong. I believe every human has a finite number of heartbeats. I don't intend to waste any of mine. Neil Armstrong.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Neil Armstrong's list of accomplishments, I don't think he's wasted many heartbeats.
You know what's funny is can you imagine? I think about this all the time. You know, when he walked on the moon, he was, I don't know, in early 40s.
Yeah, yeah.
And what would you do with the rest of your life? I mean, clearly he did a lot of stuff, but yeah. I mean, when you hit the very top of wherever you're going to go at the age of 40, everything from there would be, I don't know. It's
like a climber that's climbed Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Right?
Where
Once
do you go
climb Mount Everest, what do you climb next?
Yeah. Right.
It's like, I mean, I guess Mars.
Well, yeah. And to hit that mark at the age of 40 or something like that. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, and all the stuff that astronauts have to go through just to get, I mean, there's an insane amount of stuff, and you have to pass a lot of tests, physical, mental, and just to get to that point. I mean, like, what do you do after that? You're right. Like,
well, and I've got a friend who's been on the shuttle. We're going to have him on sometime.
It's actually that's actually gone.
Yeah.
Into space.
Yeah.
I never met anybody that's gone into space.
Yeah, no, he was we went to the same college. He's 4 or 5 years older than I, but really good guy. And he has footage of the actual launch when he was in the shuttle. And, you can see his head moving. It's like, that head moving is mine, because they're taking off and stuff, very interesting.
Awesome. Any of you guys watching know anybody that's been in space? I don't.
Yeah.
I never met anybody.
All righty, man.
Take taxis to Mars. Elon Musk, let's roll. Let's do it. Well, I'm not doing it, but I would like to watch other people do it.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want to go up the stairs, let alone to Mars.
No. But I'll watch other people do it for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
All righty, man.
Today Thursday already?
It is Thursday.
Eastern Oregon. We appreciate you guys, man.
Yep. Thank you. Watch for the streams coming out in the weekend, and we'll be right here.
If you guys have any recommendations for guests too, email me. You can go Kyle@eoalive.tv.
Yep.
Kyle@eoalive.tv, or you can go, what's yours, BC?
It's Brent@brentclap.com.
Yeah. Mike, see you. You have a good day today. Thanks for tuning in, Dana.
Yeah. Lots of stuff going on at EOA Live. Lots of things in the works. So
absolutely.
We're excited. All right. We'll see you guys next week.
All right.